Hi, it's Jill with The Ordered Home, and we are here today to talk about goal planning. Have you set goals for the first of the year? Are you the type of person that does New Year's resolutions? I don't do resolutions, but I do goals, and I want to talk a little bit about that today and how I do that. There's a quote that I heard somewhere. I don't remember who said it. You can't stop time. You can only plan with what you're going to do with your time. So that is what's important, the organization and planning what you're going to do with your time. If things haven't been working well for you in the past few years, then it's time to step into the new year with new ideas and new habits and a new environment. Create a new positive, uplifting playlist of music. Try a new oil diffuser. Try a new flavor of tea. And create a low-budget winter activity list. Create a list of books that you'd like to read this year. Pick up a new class online, learn something new. Skillshare is an example of this. No sponsoring here, but they do have a lot of creative classes. Zig Ziglar said this best. Lack of direction, not lack of time, is the problem. We all have the same 24 hours. Now, let's talk about that direction. Do you know what works well with your productivity? Are you a task-oriented person? Do you work better under pressure or with deadlines? Take these into consideration when setting some goals for yourself. And the one thing I'd like you to do is to write your goals down. Writing your goals down increases the percentage of success. I do this every year in a new journal book that I create for myself. And I'm going to show you some examples as well. Setting up goals takes a little bit of organization to be successful. First thing you want to do is put yourself in a fun fantasy land. Where would you like to be in 10 years? Like ideally, how old will you be? What do you think your life will look like? What do you want your life to look like? From there, backtrack to 5-year goals. And from there, backtrack to maybe 2 or 3-year goals, things that maybe will look realistic to you in the next couple of years. Always remember what motivates you to reach these goals. That feeling, that motivating factor is going to keep you moving towards success. Go back and look at them, revisit them, reread them periodically. They will remind you of where you're headed. Now, when you set these goals, think about all the parts of your life: career, finance, personal, health, spiritual, family, relationships. I set about 4 of these groups on a spreadsheet journal page here, and I start listing habits that I want to place under these goals. So for example, let's say under health, you want to build upper body strength. Then set a goal of twice a week to do strength training focused on your arms, reduce stress. So pick up a yoga class once a week, learn a little bit of yoga, take some time for yourself to enjoy a hot cup of tea. After you set these 10-year, 5-year, 2-year goals, you're definitely going to stop to look at the year, the focus of 2022, which is what we're going to look at. But what I do with that is I break those down into quarterly goals. I like to set a lot of things down into seasons of the year. So winter, January, February, March. I will look at those 3 months and decide what I would like to accomplish during these 3 months. Brian Moran discusses in his book, The 12-Week Year, that goals are easily attainable within a 12-week period. And when people tend to focus more on activity-based plans, then success is greater. I find that quarterly goals are great for not losing interest. And at the same time, 12 weeks is a great period to go back to the book and refocus and regroup when setting for the next 12 weeks. Next, obviously, you want to set up monthly goals. You've got to stop and think of what you're building. And then when you break these down into weekly, these are your habits. And then don't forget self-care goals. People feel these are very selfish, but at the same time, they're very important. If you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of anybody else, especially if others are dependent on you. I schedule in one self-care day a month. Maybe I will utilize it for spa day, or I will take a hobby and do that all day. No commitments to anyone else, no dinner commitments. I make that my fun day. You can develop vision boards for these if you prefer. I know they're quite popular. You can do a physical board, like maybe on a poster board, and draw on it or post pictures on it of things you are looking to attain. You can also do digital. So maybe your desktop, you can create some pictures on a desktop format, and mobile on your phone. You can go to Pinterest and create a couple boards and put pictures in those boards and create widgets so that when you open your phone, these Pinterest boards will alternate pictures on these widgets, and they will remind you of things and your drive and your reason for working hard towards your goals. Another thing that I feel is really important is to make your time valuable. What do I mean by that? Make connection with others. Call somebody for a coffee date. Spend some time with people that you've been meaning to connect with. Here's another thing about keeping your time valuable. Don't do what you hate. So here's an example. I do not like to clean the house. There are reasons for that. Regardless, it's one of my things I can't stand. It's low on my list. So to make my time valuable, I would rather pay someone to come in and clean my house and take that stress away. And that time can be spent being more productive. Have strong boundaries and respect your time. This is really important, and people don't do this. When you're done with work, you're done with work. Put the email away. If you decide to take a 3-day weekend, turn off the computer. Put the email away. If you have to, take the email off of your phone and you won't have notifications. You won't be tempted to look at it. Also, when you first get up in the morning, don't scroll on your phone. It seems like if you do this, time immediately goes to stress. Time immediately goes to pressure, demands, and it's not the best way to start the day. Try to not pick up your phone and do a few things in the morning to get your day started on your terms. I hope I've given you some ideas and help with starting some goal setting and getting your year started. We here at The Ordered Home have a lot of goals this year in 2022 for implementing systems to make your life run better and getting some rooms organized. Please subscribe and follow us on our blog at our website. The link is below. Here in 2022, please remember that life is a journey. I hope you enjoy the ride.